Y'all thought my thumbnail was full of baloney. I do go into battle with a pug on my shoulder. Hi, gamers, physical media collectors, and just those that enjoy a really good game. The game I'm talking about is Clash of Heroes, and it's been released several times. My first experience with it was when I downloaded it for free on Xbox Live, Games with Gold, back in 2013. It was just a freebie thing, and I was like, oh, this will be a fun distraction. I quickly fell in love with it. The gameplay loop is so addictive and fun. The story was really good. I bought it again when Limited Run did this copy, this for Switch, which is Clash of Heroes. Oh, I held it upside down, sorry. For Switch. And my kiddo's got a Switch, and we grabbed that up and we played it a couple of times, and she called it Magic Fighters to make fun of me, and I don't know, that's a pretty good way to describe it, Magic Fighters. So it's got a long, varied history, many releases for many things. Kiddo likes to be like, why are you so obsessed with that game that looks like it's some mobile game? But it was a mobile game, not just for a cell phone. It was originally for the Nintendo DS, released all the way back in 2009. And I'm just going to do a little series here. I got a really cool surprise I want to do about stuff I had found out later and didn't know the whole thing. Something I'm waiting on from Europe. Waiting for that international postage, and we'll get to that. But the scope of this video is to talk about, over some gameplay clips, what I think about the game and why I love it so much. Stick around. Okay, so the game is based on the venerated franchise Might and Magic, which has been around a long time. I think the original game was released for DOS computers, and it's had many different iterations. This is just the one more, and it's a turn-based strategy game where you take turns using your armies to defeat each other, and there's always, 3 different core units, 2 or 3 versions of a elite unit, and the big guy is the champion unit. And it's really easy to learn, difficult to master. It's all about setting your plays up to crush the competition, but defend from their attacks. So it's just so addictive. I just want to reiterate that I sped these gameplay clips up by a little margin for clarity and to make it easier to understand, move a little faster. So you're essentially always matching three colors with the core units. And that's vertically, you create an attack. Horizontally, you're creating a barrier, a wall. And every faction has a little bit different attributes to their walls and their characters. So a huge character like a champion takes 4. I love this one when the dragon makes a whole lake of pee-pee and then the unicorn goes running through. But you're trying hard to defeat your enemy by figuring out where to attack and where to build a defense, and always working on the timing, right? Because it's turn-based and everything takes at least a turn, usually more, to charge. And there are a couple characters in the game let you charge up in 1 turn. So this is a great opening, showing how I turn some things into attacks, I turn some things into walls, and the really addictive part, and why you keep coming back, is you get an extra move if you do things in a chain. And that's the bread and butter. Another interesting thing they do throughout the campaign and the various worlds is battle puzzles, where you're literally using that mechanic to get extra moves to figure out how to defeat seemingly overwhelming odds. So that really breaks it up and makes it interesting, and there's an achievement for completing all of the battle puzzles. Some of them are real tricky. I like that this old version of the game that I'm getting all these clips off of is from the old Xbox 360 version, but even in that definitive edition, they had updated battle puzzles. Something that was a nice love letter to the fans that wanted more. So the gameplay mechanic of getting things and charging and shifting where everything is in its column, everything done in sequence to complete your puzzle. The Griffin. Although my favorite faction to play are the demons, I like the story of Fiona, the ghost girl, in the land of the dead. She wakes up and she turns into a ghost. Ooh, spooky. Oh, you know. And then they go to the gameplay map and she's like, poof, out of existence. And of course she has to meet a cast of zany characters like Marco Polo, lead me through the necropolis, Haresh, the land of the dead. I really like this little mission. You fight an elf that starts off with his vine walls already tricked out. It's really exciting because you got to break through those things and they heal themselves because it's living, right? You know, the plants. And meanwhile, that treant already has a root on your end zone just whooping you. And they made it all the way to 2 health. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to lose. Ooh! Luckily, my vampire swooped in, gave me some health and the win. You go wandering through the land of the dead, and I love the art direction. You meet crazy guys like Chomo there, was once a bone dragon's victim in life, and it's just so well done. It's so eerie, but still maintains that art style and that sensibility. You know, the Death Knight, he's real cool. He's got that yucky magic that goes and slams into him. But the big bad of this world is Ludmilla. And you have to face her, defeat her. It's Marco Polo's big bad too, so that's why he hung out with you, to help you make it all the way there. You know, you get in the fight with her, you beat her. You don't know who it is just yet, but the head sorcerer, bad gay, is like, Lamila, you screwed it up again. Well, you're done this time. Sends her packing. But it's just really well done. It's a fun 5, 6, 7 hours of gameplay, especially if you want to level things up and go get ambushed a bunch to get your guys maxed out. I thought the Land of the Dead, Haresh, was the highlight of this game. As far as the campaign goes, following along the Fiona, the ghost girl, just really well done and very satisfying to see the completion of her story. So in conclusion, a little wrap up, I have beaten this game 3 times now over the years. It's still great. I love it. It hits all these fun story beats. It's funny. The music is beautiful and memorable. There's a lot of humor in it. I liked all the cast of characters. Just had me coming back because the gameplay itself is so fun and addictive, and get just trying so hard to do the best opening move, the quickest victory, the high risk, high reward of should I attack or should I defend. It's awesome. I do have something fun coming. And I will continue doing this Clash of Heroes Might and Magic in a little series when the stuff comes. And I can't wait to talk about that because there's collectible junk, which I didn't even know. There seems to be very little in English about that. I'll use that as a little preview. But this final boss battle, and leave with a lot of the gameplay, is Lord Bloodcrown, and he's just massive. And they had a lot of fun boss battles and tricks that were variations on the typical gameplay of the grid and turn-based strategy. So if it's new to you, I hope you get out there and play it. For those that want to do just a fun retrospect, I hope you enjoy it. Thanks, gamers.